Welcome everyone to the first ever exhibition match, Sharks vs Ghosts, going into the new OTA season. Got Quizzo with the bomb, real gamer, previous World Cup winner, looking to earn himself a league championship. Unfortunately, the stats will not count in this match. However, the two teams do want to get good practice in going into next week's season opener. Got Chris with the bomb. Real gamer passes it to Quizzo. Quizzo with the bomb. Real passes it back to the Ghosts team. Neo gets taken out. Quizzo with the bomb. Up against Ryan. Ryan swindles. However, didn't swindle enough. Quizzo takes him out. You got Fantana up against Quizzo again. Quizzo with a forebomb passes it to Quizzo. Quizzo going to give it to Chris. Chris is taken out. Quizzo, absolute domination. Real gamer in the mix. Fantana up against Quizzo. Quizzo going for Ferocious. Ferocious tracks it back, and Sharks take round number 1. Real gamer starter up against Mr. Newbie, Nish Campsey. Campsey to Real. Real unable to track him back. There, Campsey up against Ryan. Ryan goes to the other side. Zyrif is taken out. Ryan up against Campsey. Campsey being a hot winner here. Not anymore though. Taken out. Fantana up against Philly. Philly gives it to Fantana. However, Fantana is lost and sacrifices his own teammate. Fantana up against Neo. Neo, strong player, but not strong enough. Taken out by Fantana. Fantana up against Philly. Can Philly track him down? Chains, chain. Oh my goodness! What a dang! Oh, that was almost successful. Chris tried to take out Edro, but didn't work out. Edro gives it to Chris at the very last second. Edro no longer in the mix. Philly up against Ryan. Who is that? Ryan. Yep. Now it's Philly up against Ryan. Ryan 489. Can he track down Philly? It's not looking too good. Ghosts will take round number 2. Round number 3 underway. Campsey up against Fantana. Campsey won the last time, and he wins again. Stays alive. Philly up against Ryan. Philly, can he track it down to Ryan? Oh my goodness! Ryan to Ferocious, taking out Philly. What a sandwich play! Campsey up against Real Gamer. Give a World Cup. Oh my goodness! Sharks are just locking in. The chemistry is unreal. You got Ryan up against Entro. Entro, what the fuck just happened? You got Zai up against Ryan. Zai is taken out. Ryan up against Neo. Neo tracks it to the middle, tries to take out Real, unsuccessful in doing so. You got Chris up against Entro. Can Entro take out Chris? Yes, he does. Now it's for one Ghost player up against the 2 Sharks player. Entro taken out by Ryan. Sharks take round number 2. Oh, my mic is loud. Okay, is it better now? Let me know if it's better. Ryan, take it out. Philly was in the mix. Chris is out of here. Bomb of the middle. And Neo unable to track it to anyone. You got Zyrifs going up against Chris. Can he pass it to Chris? Swindles, and Chris has a bomb and is taken out. Chat, please let me know if my mic is a little better. There, Campsu with the bomb. Campsu with 2 bomb, 1 bomb. Tracks it over to Zyrifs. Ferocious with the bomb. Up against Campsy. Ghosts falling apart. Sharks will take a 3-1 lead. Ferocious with the bomb. Entro tracks it back, however gives it to Quizzo. Not the smartest play by the Sharks not the smartest play by the Ghosts organization. Ferocious. Can he track it to Entro? Sacrifices Zyrifs. Neo with a 6 bomb, 5 bomb, 4 bomb, 3 bomb. He's running out of time. Chris is in the mix, but Ferocious gets taken out. Fantana up against Philly. Philly to Chris, and Chris is out. Neo up against Fantana. Fantana is out of here. Sorry, no, that was okay. Clearly losing myself. Entro up against Fantana. Can Fantana track it back? Takes, yeah, Entro's out. Tried to make a chain play, didn't work out. 3-on-1 against the Ghosts. And Neo is out. Score is now 4-1. Okay, so my mic a little better now. Let me know. Testing. Ryan, AFK. He's out of here. Fantana up against Philly. Fantana takes out Philly. Quizzo is out of here. Alright, chat. There's no way my mic is still out. It's like at the lowest setting. Fantana sends the bomb into the mix and Neo is taken out. Zyrif is out of here. Real Gamer up against Entro. Real World Cup winner up against a 5-star player. The World Cup winner takes charge. Real Gamer up against Entro. Oh my goodness! What a play! Real Gamer to Ryan through the wall to take out Entro Cynical. The chemistry is unreal. Fantana to Philly. Philly's taken out. Wasn't able to pass it to the Sharks player. Ryan up against Knee. Nope. Ryan just walked into his own place. Ryan's lost and clearly lagging. Neo to Vero. Vero passes it back to Neo, and Neo's out of here. This time we're even, 2-on-2. No, sorry, it's a 3-on-2. Quizzo's out, wasn't able to pass it to Vero. Vero's taken out, and now it's 2-on-1 against Zyrus. Well, against Zai. I'm just going to call him Zai. Zai. Can he track it back to Real Gamer? Yes, he does. Takes out for World Cup champion. Zai up against Fantana. Fantana only has 9 KOs. Zai only has 3. Fantana has timing. Sharks take it. 6-1. Round number 8. Kampsai up against Vero. Vero to Real Gamer. Real Gamer is taken out. The World Cup champion has gone down. Will the Sharks be able to win without him? Neil up against... No! Neil unable to track to Chris. We're back on even grounds 4-on-4. Ryan chronically lagging. And Ryan is disconnected from the server. Fantana up against Campsy. Fantana up against Entro. Fantana to Entro. Entro unable to track it back. He's out. Ankles. Chris up against Zai. Zai is out of here. Fantana up against Campsy. The only Ghosts player remaining. Campsy takes out Vero. Failed sandwich attempt by the Sharks organization. Campsy up against Fantana. Fantana, can he track it to Campsy? No, he's unable to do so. It is a one-on-one up against Chris versus Campsy. Campsy has a 4-bomb, 3-bomb. Chris takes it. Will he be able to... Yeah, tracks it back. Sharks take round number 8. 7-1. Campsy up against Fantana. Fantana, 3-bomb, 2-bomb, 1-bomb. 1-bomb, and Campsy's out. Antrocynical is out of here too. Wow. Neo. Neo to Vero. Vero is taken out. Fantana. Fantana to Neo. Neo walks into a wall. Wasn't able to run fast enough from the Fantana, who has 14 KOs right now, up against Philly. Fantana has timing and takes out Philly at the very last second. Smart track by Fantana. Fantana up against Zai. Zai with a 1-bomb. Can he track it back? No, he's unable to do so. Sharks take it. 8-1 is the current score. Philly up against Vero. Vero has a 4-bomb. Philly with the 2-bomb. Vero tracks it back, and Philly's out of here. Vero with the bomb to Chris, which will now go to Zai. Zai is the target. Zai got lost. He didn't know if he didn't know whether he should have gone for Vero or Chris, and he got caught right in the middle. Fantana up against Quizzo. Tracks to Vero. Vero to Quizzo. Fantana, Vero, Quizzo. Cam through the wall. What a play. Antrocynical up against Vero. Vero 3-bomb. Tracks to Entro. Entro has timing. Takes out Vero. Real Gamer, the World Cup champion, is still in it. World Cup champion up against Antrocynical. Pivots, pivots, pivots. Antrocynical, the World Cup. Wow! Entro takes out the World Cup champion. Real got confused and was taken out. Confusion is lethal in this game. Neo with the bomb. 2v1 up against the Sharks. Fantana to Neo. Neo tracks him. Wow. Neo's taken out by the Sharks. Tracked down. Hawked down. 9-1 is the score. Fantana takes out Entro. Entro just walked into him. Gave him the free KO. Campsy. Campsy was in the middle. Ended up sacrificing Zai. Fantana with the bomb up against Neo. Neo the weaker player. Can he track it? Fantana tracks it to Neo. Neo is out. Vero up against Philly. Philly gave up. He knew his fate was sealed. Fantana up against Campsy. Fantana up against Camps. Campsy, can he track to Fantana? No, he doesn't. 10-1, Sharks. We are now at game point. Sharks can take the round and finish it. Finish the set 11-1. Philly is out. Wait, what? What just happened? Fantana got taken out of nowhere. He was their best player. Verocious goes down too. Their second best player. What happened? Ryan is AFK. Campsy up against Chris. Chris wasn't able to get Chris. Yeah, wasn't able to track down to Chris on time. 2 versus 4 though. Zyrifs taking out Entro. Chris up against Real Gamer. Chris to Real to Neo, which then takes out Chris. It is a World Cup champion up against the rest of the lobby. Will the World Cup champion be able to clutch up? Yeah! Wasn't able to take out Neo. Sorry, wasn't able to take out Philly, but Neo is out instead. The World Cup champion up against Philly. Tracked! 10-2 Ghosts. Chris to Philly. Philly tracks to Ferocious. Sacrifices Ryan instead. Ferocious takes out Philly. Neo up against Fantana. Antro's taken out. Campsy with the bomb. Campsy tracks it to Real. Real in the middle of nowhere. Vero didn't want to sacrifice for him. Campsy up against Chris. Chris. 3, 2, 1. Campsy's out. Verocious now. Verocious up against Neo. Neo to Vero. Vero. Can he track back to Neo? Neo is out of here. Chris to Fantana in an attempt to get out Zai and finish off the set. Zai is out. The set is over. Sharks take set number 1. Quizzo has elected to stay in the same server. Where the hell did the button work? The button go to show who's in the lead? Okay, I guess we're back at it. What do you mean change your scoreboards? Zai, what? Wait, what? Ghosts win? Alright, time to lock in again. 1-0 Ghosts. Go and get your round number 2. The minigame was stopped. KO's reset. Round number 2 is now in effect. Neo. Vero taking out Neo. Oh man, I smell food in my house. Hopefully this game ends soon. Should probably post this stream to so I'm just gonna pause the commentating for now. I want to post this to the league to the OTA League channel. Alright, just posted this. A 1-1. I don't think we missed anything interesting. We should be fine, but now I'll actually lock in. So we should be good now. We should be good. Going into round number 3. Fantana tracked by Etrocetical. Wow, at the very last second. You got Neo up against Ryan. Ryan going for Neo. Clearly the weaker player. Philly sacked through a wall. Quizzo's taken out. Ryan. Entro to Ryan. Entro's taken out. Philly to Real. Real passes back. Okay, Real's out of here. I don't know what happened. You got Philly up against Ryan. Vero to Chris. Chris to Zai. Zyrus is not taken out. Vero up against Zai now. Can Vero make any damage happen? Can he create some drama? Vero to Zai. Zai is out of here. Philly up against Vero. Vero to Philly. Philly with the 4-bomb. Vero tracks it back. Tries to hold on. Philly has timing. And Ryan is taken out instead. 2-on-1 for the Ghosts with the advantage. Philly ended up taking out Neo instead. Vero zigzagged. Did not want to get tracked through. Confused swap position. Vero up against Philly. Far away. And Ghosts will take round number 3. We're now going to round number 4. You got Entro up against Chris. Chris out. You got Real Gamer up against Philly. Philly to Zai to Real Gamer. World Cup champion is out of here. You got Zyrifs going to Vero. No, Zai was lost. He didn't know where to go. He was confused. I think age is starting to get to Zai. The older time bomb players get, the more confused they get. Philly's out. Fantana to Neo. And yeah, Sharks are up 3-1 it seems. Fantana up against Zai. The Vero is out. Antrocynical up against World Cup champion. Can the World Cup champion get Entro? And yes, he does! Sharks crawling back 2-3. Philly with the bomb, gives it to Fantana. Fantana still wants to get in the mix. They're targeting Philly hard. However, Philly takes out the World Cup champion. What a play! What a swish! What a flick! Vero taken out by Philly as well. What a play by Philly! Philly popping off big time. Antrocynical up against Chris. Antrocynical to Chris. Chris is taken out. Fantana. Fantana is down the mix. Fantana is pissed that his teammates are going down. Fantana up against Antrocynical. Entro's lost. Can he track? Tried to track through Campsy. The chain attempt didn't work. Antrocynical up against Fantana. Fantana hands over the 2-bomb. Antrocynical tracks down Fantana. It is now a 3-on-2. No, 3-on-1 actually, in favor of the Ghosts. Ryan, the leggiest player by far, is, wow, just ankled the hell out of Antrocynical. You got Ryan up against Philly now. And it was a 4-on-1, my apologies. Ryan up against Philly. Philly is miles away. He's, yeah, not even close. Neil up against Ryan. Nope, now it's Zai up against Ryan. Zai has timing. Went back a little, and now it's a 1-on-1. Neil up against Ryan. Can Ryan clutch up for 4-on-1? Neil with 2-bomb. Ryan grabs, and Ryan is unable to finish. 4-2. Ryan just standing in the middle of nowhere. Ryan moves. Ryan tracks to Campsy. Campsy tracks back though. Vero up against Neo. Neo to Vero. Vero to Neo. Neo back to Vero. Flicks. Nope. Takes off Fantana instead. They had Red nailed down. Chris. Campsy. Chris is taken out. Sorry, no. Campsy's taken out. Philly. Philly to Neo. Neo going to go for Chris. Can Chris track back? No, he's unable to do so. You got Zai now with the 8-bomb, 7-bomb, 6-bomb. Now Vero has a bomb, and it's Entro up against Vero. Flicks! And takes out Neo instead. Vero up against Entro, round 2. Can Vero track back? No! Tracked to Entro, but takes out Zai instead. The sacrificial pieces are in place. You got Entro up against World Cup champion. World Cup champion ends up taking out Vero instead. Now it's the champion up against Entro. World Cup champion has a 2-bomb. And is taken out by Antrocynical. 5-2 for the Ghosts. What a change in set number 2. You got Campsy to Fantana. Fantana to Campsy. Campsy to Ryan. Can Ryan give it to Campsy? Vero goes down instead. I'm not sure if that was a good play. Sharks should have been better organized and better placed. All the Sharks players staying behind Campsy in that last scenario. Campsy up against Fantana. The Sharks players staying far away as possible. However, Ghosts don't mind being a little closer. You got Neo. Neo tries to track it to a World Cup champion, unable to do so. Antrocynical up against Fantana. Fantana to Entro. Entro's out. Fantana up against Real Gamer. Fantana up against Campsy. Campsy can he track to Fantana? Campsy up against Chris. Campsy to Chris. Real Game. Oh, Campsy's out. Real Gamer up against Philly. Philly to Real. 3-bomb, 2-bomb. Real has a 2-bomb. Philly's out. Unable to track back. Sharks will take round number 8. fair. Sorry, just had something to do. Campsey is out. Neo to Fantana. Neo back to Fantana. Back and forth. Neo has a timing advantage. Fantana is out. Neo to Ryan. Ryan tracks it back to Neo. A ferocious of a mix with 8 KOs up against Philly, who has 7. Evenly matched. Vero to Real. The World Cup champion. 200 IQ plays. Really good chem on the Sharks side. It's showing, and you know what? If to keep the chem up, they're going to be a very unstoppable team. Sharks crawl back within 1. 5-4. Ghosts. Philly up against Real Gamer. Philly to Real. Tracks. The World Cup champion is out early in round number 10. Philly up against Vero. Vero! No. Ghosts weren't able to track it through. Create a chain play. Quizzo's out. Entrocynical with a bomb. Up against Vero. Vero takes out Entrocynical. Tracks it down. Philly to Chris. Chris runs away. Zai got caught in the mix. Was unable to track it down to Ryan. Chris up against Philly. Philly and Chris not able to do much. Chris is out. Guys, I'm losing my voice here. I need some water. Neo takes it for the Ghosts. 6-4. Kudos to the 37 of you watching, even though it's just an exhibition match. Note that our streaming operations will soon move over to TikTok. Make sure you follow us, timebomb_duels. Quizzo taken out. Fantana is taken out. Neo with a bomb. Q1. Ryan to Zai. Zai's taken out. Tried to give it back to Entro to track it back to Ryan, but didn't work out. Failed to chain attempt. Chris and Zai. And Zai was the one who's on the losing end. Neo against Chris. Isolated. Never mind. Chris to Neo. Neo is gone. Philly. Chris. Chris. Philly. And Philly's out. Sharks are back within 1. 6-5. Neo up against Ryan. Neo to Chris. Chris to Neo to Ryan. Neo's just in the right place. He was able to flawlessly execute that chain with the help of his opponent. Entro up against Vero. Vero to Entro. Sacrifices Philly instead. Wants to stay alive badly. Probably the wisest choice considering he has 14 KOs. Real Gamer up against Quizzo. Quizzo can he track to Real. Yes! World Cup champion's out! Entro was in the wall. Got lucky. But timing was on the Ghost's side, and I think they calculated that perfectly. Zyrifs is taken out. Chris. Entro Cynical. Entro. Entro's out. Chris up against Neo. Neo to Chris. Chris tracks out Neo. Neo is out. Quizzle up against Chris. Ferocious, no. Ferocious, a strong player. 10 KOs. Can he track to Quizzle? No, he can't. Now it's a 2 KO Quizzle versus 11 KO Chris. Chris clearly has the advantage here. Can Quizzle track him down? Quizzle with the 2-bomb. Has time. Can he track? No, he was just a little too far. Quizzle wins that round for the Ghosts. 7-5. Going into round number 13. Ryan with the 1-bomb. Vero is out. Quizzle up against Zai. Zai is out. Neo now. Ryan against Neo. Neo with a 1-bomb. Chris is out. Ryan up against Quizzle. Unable to track him down. Real Gamer up against Neo. And someone went down. But it wasn't Neo. I believe it was Quizzle. Fantana up against Neo. Tracks Neo. Neo is out of here. Solid play by Fantana. Fantana with 4 KOs up against Entro Cynical as 15. Entro. Fantana tracks Entro. Entro is out. Tried to give it to Philly. Didn't work out. Philip up against Fantana. And Fantana tracks back. Sharks crawling back within 1. We are simply going back and forth. Ghosts with the advantage. First to 11. Let's see who does it. Ferocious up against Zai. Entro Cynical. Entro to Vero. Vero outruns Entro Cynical. Strong play by Vero. Philly up against Real Game. Nope. Philly up against Vero. But no longer, because Real Gamer, the World Cup champion, was taken out of the middle. Fantana to Campsy. Campsy's out. Zyrifs up against Chris. Chris with a 3-bomb. Zai has time, can track it back. Chris, will he be able to give it back? Takes out Vero instead. I'm not sure if that was the wisest choice. Fantana. Philly. And Philly's out. 2-on-2. Sharks will tie, or Ghosts will extend the lead. Fantana has perfect timing on Zyrifs. Tracks Zyrifs down. Neo up against Chris and Fantana. Chris will walk away. Fantana versus Neo. Neo with a 2-bomb. Fantana grabs the 2-bomb now. And Neo is out. We are tied 7-7. Neo, first one out in round number 15. Excuse me. Campsy up against Real, the World Cup champion, tracks down. Whoa. But that didn't work out. Ryan not happy with his team. Telling him to move out of the way. Shouldn't be too much of an issue though, because Sharks are about to take back the lead. Campsy tracked. Real Gamer up against Philly. Real Gamer with the World Cup champions out. Ryan up against Neo. Ryan is out. Neo is also taken out. Antracynical is also taken out. Got Quiz up against Fantana. Fantana, sweaty for the win. Has a 2-bomb. Quiz also has a 2-bomb. Can he track you back? No, he can't. Fantana. On 8. Wow, tracks to Philly. 9-7. Sharks. Sharks have single-handedly flipped the script. Fantana takes out Vero through Campsy. Instant chain. Campsy to Fantana. Fantana's out. Ryan in the middle of nowhere, taken out. Quizzo is a winner. I don't think he won it single-handedly. However, goes to crawl back within 1. 9-8. What up, Drift? Dear Drift Ram 2236. Welcome to the official Time Bomb Association exhibition match. Quizzo up against Chris. Chris. Neo's just out. Well, I mean, someone was. I don't know who that was. Campsy's out. Vero up against Entro. Entro up against Chris. Chris. Oh, Entro can track it. No! Unable to track it. Real Gamer up against Philly. Neo is out. Real Gamer to Philly. Philly, Philadelphia. Philly to Real. World Cup champion tracks it back to Philly. (10-8). Game point. Game point. Game point. All Sharks have to do is win, and they will have taken the match. Caps to Chris. Chris is out. Kamsi to Ryan. Ryan is out. Kamsi to Fantana. Fantana. Swindles, ankles. Tracks! Fantana was locked in on him. It's like he had auto track on. Antro. Outruns Fantana though. Somehow it is a 4-on-1 against World Cup champion. World Cup champion has timing. Takes out someone. Not sure who that was. Real Gamer up against Entrocynical. World Cup champion gets tracked by Entro. 10-9. Will we go into overtime? Or will the Sharks seal the match? Ryan is taken out. Ryan is angry. Vero is taken out. Fantana up against Entrocynical. Entrocynical. To Zai. Back to Fantana to Entrocynical. What a series of events. Fantana up against Kamsi. Kamsi. To Zyrif's or yeah, no, Kamsi's out. Fantana up against Zai now. Has the 3-bomb, 2-bomb. Zai in the wall. Zai will track him down. Fantana's out. Oh, sacrificed Chris. Smart play. Fantana to Zai. Zai is out. It is now Fantana versus Philly. Fantana to Philly. And Fantana's out. We are tied. We are going to overtime.
Bro.
There's no
If
third
we,
quarter,
bro,
but
if
we
if
have
they
to-
lose, then they lose the whole thing. By the way, just
I
saying.
bet. No, I'll show you on bet.
No, I mean-
bro.
Sharks lose-
Sharks, what you guys have to do to ensure victory in overtime?
All right, what we
Oh,
have to do to ensure victory is get our chemistry better and just win our ISOs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck. All right, going into round number 21 of overtime. You got Entro up. No, Entro's out. Zyrifs up against Real Gamer. Vero in the mix. Vero is taken out. In overtime, 5 rounds are played. First 3 wins. Kamsi not able to get tracked by Ryan. I don't know what just happened there. Chris is taken out. Real Gamer is taken out. The Ghosts dominating in the first round out of 5. Wow. 11-10. 11-10. Ghosts, what you guys have to do to ensure victory in overtime?
Kill Vero.
We need to bench
we're
Zai, bro.
just,
He's too old. Zai's too old, bro.
Bro,
He can't track
I'm only
anymore.
16, bro.
Zai's too old. It's fine.
16 years old.
Alright. Ghosts. They're clearly stressing out, as you just saw right there. Kamsi up against Chris. Zyrifs up against Real. The World Cup champion takes out his own teammates. Tried to take out Philly, didn't work out. Real Gamer up against Kamsi. Real Gamer to Philly. Philly's out. 3 versus 4. Real Gamer up against Zai. Zai lost. Tried going back for Real. Tried to give it to Kamsi, who would have then given it to Real Gamer. However, that didn't work out. They just simply didn't have the time. Fantana up against Neo. Neo to Fantana. Fantana takes out Chris instead. Neo up against Fantana. Real Gamer. To Neo. Zai. No! That would have been such a good play. Zai just wasn't locked in. Zai against Fantana. Zai lost, and we are tied 11-11. Fantana up against Campsy. Campsy's taken out. Neo to Fantana. Fantana is out. You got Antro Cynical with 23 KOs. Up against Real Gamer. Real Gamer, World Cup champion. Oh, no. World Cup champion's taken out. Risky play by the Ghosts, but it worked out. Antro Cynical. Up against Philly. No, Chris is taken out. Sorry, they're on the same team. What was I saying? Now it's Ryan to save the day. Ryan clearly struggling. Only 11 KOs. Tracked easily by Antro. 12-11. Ghosts. Campsy. Campsy up against Real Gamer. Real Gamer unable to get taken out. Ghosts were just uncoordinated. Neil up against the World Cup champion. Can the champion track back? Yes, he did. Real Gamer champion to Campsy. Zai is taken out. 2-on-2. Campsy to the champion. Champion for 2-bomb. Tracks. 3-on-1. Sorry, it wasn't a 2-on-2. I keep missing a player. Okay, Antro Cynical up against Real Gamer. Can Antro clutch it up for his team? No. 12-12. It's all coming down to round number 25. Round number 25, here we come. The winner of this round will win the entire match. Not the entire match, will win the set. My apologies. Campsy, Real Gamer to Campsy. Zyrus is taken out. Neo, up against Real Gamer. Fantana has a bomb now. Neo back with the bomb. Going up against Fantana. Neo with the 2-bomb. Can Fantana no, Fantana is unable to track back. Bomb now with Antro Cynical. No longer with Antro Cynical, now with Ryan up against Campsy. Campsy tries to go for Ryan. Can he track? No, tried to give it to Antro for a chain, but didn't work out. Real Gamer up against Antro. Antro Cynical gives it to Neo, who gave it to Philly, who then gave it to Ryan. It is a 3-on-3. 4-on-2, or whatever. 3-on-2, I don't know. I can't do math anymore. Ghosts have numbers. Chris is a dying hope. Chris, unable to give it.
This calls for submission.
Let's go, bro. Oh wait, chill, wait.
Ghosts have won the second set, and that concludes the match. Set score 1-1. Both teams finished tied.